that Christmas is a candle that's lit?
The Christ,
Lit?
the way that I've been taught is that the Christ light is always lit.
Oh, okay, so this represents the Christ.
Yeah,
I thought that.
the white one.
Yes, but this was first Sunday, this was second Sunday, and then you have up there that Christmas is the third, is it the next?
We're celebrating.
Advent. Okay, but we used to sing the whole thing. Yeah, I got it.
I might even have the music in the back.
I never realized. Yeah, all right, got it.
This light is always.
Yes, that was the Christ, I wasn't even looking at it. I was just looking, I'm going 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3.
We would sing that, we all have cards and stuff.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
we simplified it for, congregational song, took out, we never did the
Right.
bridge. But I remember the bridge, as you can hear.
Yeah, I
Do
see,
you
yeah.
like the
No, it's
first
a nice
one?
bridge. I wonder why they don't use it.
I'm gonna light it.
So I thought, it was like the CD, no, it's not there. So, it's, it's up, so that's why I was.
So here's the little candle.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah, thank you.
Right.
And it's just what we do. But that's what we do,
Yeah, okay. Huh. I mean, I didn't even know it existed, because it's like Daniel's. I'm not,
It's not on the recording either.
it's not on the original recording.
Well, the first one we ever did was with the bridge,
'Cause this is-
without me ever
what's
listening
in the
down.
book- What's in the book would have been his first publishing of it, so it must have been with his first publishing.
Yeah.
Huh,
But that's the only one we did.
really? Okay. Interesting.
Say it's not just me, it's my church. I love faith. Yeah, but when you say Bernie Sanders, when it's all over and tell the people who won, that would be a big job. Yeah, I know. Right.
Jenny come on?
I don't think so.
She might.
I know, yeah.
She has a cup of coffee.
That's not. We know the side. Unless she has. And it's in the car.
So I know the first verse to every, I know the first verse to every Christmas song.
That's about it, yeah.
And then I know all the verses to So Come On You Essential.
And we always on Christmas Eve. I learned all the verses. Yeah. So I started going, another verse. And then we cut my under Scott, we did Young French, one of our members, 25 years, she's in the Sun. I still remember thinking she, like, when King Charles stand, they stand something, but it means it's really that we never sing. We used to sing all the time. And I have but it doesn't have to be great. The music has it, it's awesome. But I said,
Good morning, everyone, and welcome here to the Unity of Lehigh Valley on this second Sunday of Advent. It's chilly. It feels like winter, which is supposed to right now, exactly, but I see people bundled up with their warm coats, and I'm certainly wearing my warmest coat right now as well. So please stand as you're able and join us in singing a wonderful Christmas song, O Come, Emmanuel.
Good morning. On the second Sunday of Advent, we turn our awareness to peace, the deep, abiding peace that is your eternal gift and the truth of our being. We pause and breathe and remember that your presence goes before us, fills us and surrounds us. In this stillness, we claim the Christ peace that calms every storm, quiets every anxious thought, and restores our minds and hearts to harmony. We affirm that peace is unfolding in us now. It radiates through our words, our actions, and our intentions. It reaches beyond this sanctuary, blessing our homes, our community, and the world. We give thanks for the light of peace shining through each one here, guiding us gently on the path of spiritual awakening.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Lehigh Valley. I am Dale and serving as platform assistant today, alongside our music leader Peggy and our minister Ron Karstetter. We are grateful to have you join us today, both in person and online, and want to ensure you have a wonderful experience at ULV. To our friends online, thank you for tuning in, and if you feel led to, please share the message with others, and at the end of the service, let us know in the comments if there's anything we can do to enhance your experience. Today, as I look around, I see many familiar faces and of those who I've grown to love and cherish. Thank you for your continued presence today and for creating a safe, welcoming environment at ULV. I'm also grateful to some new faces here in the sanctuary. We welcome you and invite you to fill out the visitor card in the welcome packet and drop it in the silver offering bowl in the back of the sanctuary. We look forward to getting to know you better. And for all joining us both in person and online, we affirm this will be a time of blessing for you. Our lives are made of many steps and many choices, but our journey is also shaped by the things we choose to believe and say out loud. Our affirming statements express our beliefs as well as our vision and ministry for unity of the Lehigh Valley. I invite those in the sanctuary and online to join us as we speak these statements aloud. And we do so because by continuously speaking words of truth and affirming one's inherent spiritual nature, we cooperate with the divine in shaping our life and world. In that consciousness, let's affirm together, there is only one presence, one power, one activity in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. We co-create an awakened world of peace, harmony, and united in love, we provide a positive environment for all people to discover and express their spiritual nature. In December, we celebrate our core value, joy. Please join me in speaking the affirmation on the screen together. Living from our oneness with Spirit, we give radiant expression to a lightness of being. We have several pieces of community news to share, and I'd like to start with Peggy speaking about her fundraiser.
Yes. So we have a fundraiser for the church that's going to be at the back. It's in the back of the church right now, and it's actually earrings that my two sisters made. So for the people in your life that you're looking for stocking stuffers for, great opportunity. And just like, I'm going to market this just like the marketers do. The more you buy, the more you save. So we do have a deal if you buy more than one pair. Okay, so go ahead and have fun looking at them later.
2026 membership renewal forms were mailed out and are due back by December 31st. If you did not receive a form in the mail, please see Alicia Willis or Reverend Ron. Please join us for our holiday services. Our Blue Christmas Remembrance service today beginning at 11:30 a.m. Advent and Christmas service December 21st at 10 a.m. Burning Bowl service December 28th at 10 a.m. White Stone service January 4th at 10 a.m. We'll be hosting our annual potluck next Sunday, December 14th, after service. There's a sign-up sheet in the back of the sanctuary if you would like to bring some food to share. This is a great time for us to get together and fellowship. I hope all of you can come and be a part of that and bring friends. I was told this morning the sign-up sheet for food is a little light, so some of you might want to think about some of your favorites to add to that list. Unity Advent Reflection booklets are available today in the back of the sanctuary. We are holding a holiday clothing drive for the Kindness Project through next Sunday, December 14th. The mission of the Kindness Project is to provide a brighter future for the youth in fostering care by offering free essential resources and enrichment opportunities. There's a flyer in the back of the sanctuary with their specific list of clothing needs. The list is also posted in our weekly newsletter, and there's a collection bin in the back in the entrance. Thank you to Terry O'Malley for coordinating this important service project. Today is the last day for the food drive for New Bethany Ministries. This is in conjunction with the Lehigh Valley Choral Winter Concert on December 12th and 13th at First Presbyterian Church of Allentown. For more information on the concert and to purchase tickets, visit their website at www.lvcchoral.org. Have you heard the Spirit call to sacred service? Consider serving on the Board of Trustees. Serving on the board is a great way to be meaningfully engaged in the life and mission of our community. In the coming weeks, the trustee nominating team will interview candidates for our open trustee positions, whose term begins February 2026 annual meeting. Please see Brian Shoemaker, chair of the nominating team, Denise Suma, current board treasurer, or Reverend Ron with additional questions to nominate yourself or to recommend someone else as a candidate of the board. As someone has served on the board myself, I can tell you it's a great opportunity. It's really a nice thing to be in the life of the church and be involved with the workings, and it's just a great thing. If any of you have any kind of a calling to be on the board, it's a great experience. And a reminder to sign up for our weekly emails and regular check the calendar and classes and events page on our website for a complete listing of meetings, classes, and events. We also encourage you to sign up to receive important phone texts, email updates, such as pastoral carol announcements and church closings. For those seeking prayer today, our prayer chaplain in sacred service is Reverend Rachel Sue, and she will be available to pray with you one-on-one immediately after service. You may also submit prayer requests through the prayer request form on our website, or place your prayer request in the prayer box in the back of the sanctuary. Our prayer partners in Silent Unity are available to pray with you 24/7. At 1-800-NOW-PRAY, you can also submit prayer requests using Unity's Be Unity app. As we continue our search for a new music director, we invite you to hold this affirmation. Let's affirm together.
For the gift of service, leadership, and talent that our current music program provides. Divine order draws to us a right and perfect music leader who brings to our unique community inspiration, harmony, creativity, and uplifting music.
We give thanks in advance for this, and so it is. Today's daily word will be read by Michael.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Our daily word today is peace, and our affirmation is peace. Perfect peace dwells within me and all beings. Let's affirm that together. Perfect peace dwells within me and all beings. As I prepare for a fuller experience of my divinity this Advent season, I turn my attention to cultivating peace of mind and heart. This inner preparation invites me to look beyond my circumstances and attune to the deeper harmony that underlies all creation. Whether I am in a busy city or a calming natural setting, I trust that each day will dawn in perfect alignment with the heavenly bodies of the cosmos. Likewise, whether I feel anxious or calm, I trust heavenly peace is within me. Aware of my peaceful nature, I choose thoughts, words, and actions that honor my spiritual self. My presence restores calm in chaos and invites serenity to ease the stress. My tranquil demeanor magnifies the peace of God. And the scripture passage is taken from the second letter of Paul to the Colossians, chapter 3, verse 16. Now, may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times in all ways. The Lord be with all of you. The daily word is peace.
So please stand as you're able and join us in singing our next song, Are You Ready to Receive?
Receive.
Could we go to the next slide, please? And then we'll go back to this one. Great, thanks. And so before we enter into our daily message today about the second Sunday of Advent, I want to take a moment to speak about something tender, very sudden that took place this week. This past Thursday, December 4th, our dear colleague and long-term Unity minister and teacher, Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, made his transition very unexpectedly. Paul was a pillar of metaphysical clarity, a gifted communicator, and a beloved presence throughout our Unity movement. His teaching, his humor, and his consciousness shaped thousands of lives and many ministry paths, including my own. If you've read any of his books or had a chance to hear any of his talks or his insights, you know the gift that he was to the Unity movement. And his unexpected loss is still touching many of us this week. Paul began many of his classes with a line that encapsulated his approach to life and to spiritual practice. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. Let's affirm that together. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. And if I were channeling Paul right now, I would say that again, please. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. And now let's add some dominion to it, some sovereign dominion, the power of dominion within us. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness together. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness again. Beautiful day in my consciousness. And now let's add the power of zeal, the power of enthusiasm to that together. It's another beautiful day today in my consciousness together. Now, another beautiful day today in my consciousness. I hope I did you proud, Paul. Today, even amid the shock and sadness that many of us are feeling, we honor Paul's legacy by remembering that consciousness is eternal, that life continues beyond form, and that the peace of God is the ground holding us all. So let's hold Paul, his loved ones, and our Unity movement, and all who grieve his passing in a moment of prayer. Infinite Spirit, one presence and one power, the life that transcends life, the love that cannot be diminished. We give thanks for the radiant soul of Reverend Paul Hasselbeck. We bless his journey forward into ever-expanding light. We bless his family and friends with comfort beyond words. We bless the Unity movement he so faithfully served. And we bless the truth that he lived. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. May divine peace wrap gently around every heart feeling his absence. May we remain open to the love that holds us. May we remember that nothing real can be lost and that nothing eternal can die. We place Paul in the heart of infinite love. And we give thanks for his life well lived. And so it is. Amen. Now can we go back to the previous slide? Great, thanks. So today we are entering the second movement of Advent with a focus on peace. Not the fleeting peace that depends on conditions, but the deep, abiding peace that is the very nature of God. In our Unity teaching, we understand peace not as the absence of trouble, but as the presence of unshakable truth within us. This is the peace that Jesus taught about, the peace that passes all understanding, the peace that calls us inward to the still point at the center of our being. As we prepare to light the candle of peace, we pause to breathe into this sacred center. We remember that no matter what the world around us may reflect, the Christ within us is calm, whole, and steady. This light becomes the harmonizing power that blesses our thoughts, our relationships, our community, and our world. And so as we light this candle for peace today, we affirm, we remember that true peace arises from within. It is the still, steady presence of God at the center of our being, always accessible, always guiding us back to calm, clarity, and harmony. And so in that consciousness, I invite you to join me in reciting the affirmation on the screen. I welcome the peace, light of peace. I rest in divine stillness, and I radiate calm, clarity, and harmony into my world. I won't go through the whole dominion and zeal thing again, but I do invite you to hold the consciousness that this is the truth of who we are. I welcome the light of peace, and I rest in divine stillness, and I radiate calm, clarity, and harmony into my world. And so it is. Amen. So as we breathe into this moment and allow the heart to open, we shift to this sacred season of Advent, this 4-week journey of preparation, awakening, deepening, and inner birth. In our Unity teaching, Advent is not merely a countdown to the remembrance of Jesus' birth. It is a metaphysical journey, a map of the soul, a roadmap for awakening, a metaphor for the unfolding of the Christ presence within us. Each Advent candle represents a phase of spiritual transformation. Hope is the spark that awakens spiritual possibility. Faith is the deepening the trust that anchors us in divine certainty. Peace is the harmonizing energy that aligns our inner landscape. Love is the full radiance of Christ, born in and through us. And joy is a life lived fully in that awareness with attention and intention. Advent describes a movement of becoming, an intentional shift in consciousness from outer striving to inner awakening, from human identity to spiritual identity, from a personality-driven life to a Christ-centered life. Or as Paul Hasselbeck would say, it's an invitation to be the best Christ that I can be. To be the best Christ that I can be. Advent invites us to pause, reflect, prepare, awaken, and birth something new in consciousness. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote, "The real Christmas is the rebirth of the Christ in the inner chambers of the soul." And so Advent is the preparation, Christmas is the expression, peace is the pathway to this greater expression of the Christ. And so today we enter into this second movement of Advent with this focus on peace. Not peace that depends on calm conditions, but peace that arises from the center of our being when we align with divine presence. Can I have the next slide, please? So several key points that I'd like to make today. Peace is an inner spiritual dimension, not dependent on outer conditions. True peace arises from divine mind, not circumstance. Peace emerges through alignment with God, not through control of life. Peace flows from spiritual identity, not personality effort. As we embody peace, we radiate peace. A consciousness of peace becomes a ministry of peace. These points will guide our discussion this morning. I want to begin with a passage from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Could I have the next slide, please? This is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verses 3 through 5, a prophetic voice that speaks across centuries to us today. And I invite you to really take these words in as being spoken to you, to your own spirit this morning. A voice cries out in the wilderness, "Prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be lifted up, every mountain and hill made low. The uneven ground shall become level, and the rough places a plain. Then the glory of the Lord shall be revealed." Isaiah is not describing geography. He's describing the inner terrain, the landscape of consciousness, and invites us to prepare the way by clearing the inner terrain. This is a metaphysical work of smoothing, balancing, and harmonizing consciousness. Metaphysically, the wilderness is the tangled terrain of unawakened thought. To prepare the way means to create inner receptivity for spiritual truth. The valleys lifted represent depression, discouragement, and depletion rising into hope. Mountains lowered symbolize the dissolving of pride, defensiveness, and rigidity. Uneven ground leveled represents emotional consistency and spiritual discipline. Rough places smoothed means healing trauma, resentment, and wounded self-story. Emily Cady, in her Lessons in Truth, wrote, "We are enslaved only by the thoughts that we hold." We are enslaved only by the thoughts that we hold. Preparing the way means liberating our consciousness from the beliefs, wounds, and patterns that obstruct peace. Isaiah describes the inner engineering necessary for peace to arise. Peace doesn't happen by accident. It unfolds when the inner landscape becomes spacious, balanced, receptive, and aligned. And so what is the invitation of the prophet in oneness language for us this morning? It might sound like this. A voice within my own being whispers, in the wilderness of human forgetfulness, prepare a clear way for the indwelling presence. Open the inner desert, those dry and weary places of thought, so the radiance of the one can move freely through you. Every valley in consciousness, every place that feels low, unworthy, or diminished, shall be lifted into the awareness of your inherent wholeness. Every mountain and hill, the hardened places of fear, pride, resistance, and separation, shall gently dissolve into humility and openness. The uneven ground, the contradictions, judgments, and divided thoughts shall be brought into harmony. And the rough places, the wounds, the hardened stories, the inner terrain of struggle shall be smoothed by love. Then the glory of the Lord, the light of your own true nature, shall be revealed, for it has been within you from the beginning, awaiting your recognition. And all flesh, all forms, all expressions shall see together the one reality shining as one and as all. Breathe into that for a moment. Can you hear that still small voice within you calling you higher? This is the invitation of this Advent journey. Shifting to the next point, peace is a spiritual dimension. Our unity teaching is that peace is not the reward for a well-ordered life. Peace is a power within us, part of our innate spiritual architecture. Can I have the next slide, please? Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore wrote, "Peace is the natural state of the soul when we remember our oneness with God." Peace is the natural state of the soul when we remember our oneness with God. Peace is the calm assurance of divine presence, the harmonizing energy that steadies thought and emotion, the quiet strength that arises from spiritual identity, the inner stillness beneath the world's noise, the open channel through which intuition and guidance flow. Peace begins when control ends. Peace begins when surrender begins. Peace begins when we remember who we are. But peace is not passive. It is not the absence of movement. It is not complacency. Reverend Eric Butterworth wrote that peace is not something to attain, it is something to release. This peace that we speak about exists within us, waiting for our recognition. As we step into Advent peace, we step into a deeper truth, that we are not creating peace. We are removing the barriers to the peace that already exists. Metaphysically, when we say, "I seek peace," what we truly mean is, I seek to remember who I am. I seek to remember who I am. Shifting to our next point, Jesus as a living demonstration of peace. In the stories in the gospel, Jesus consistently demonstrated what peace looks like in action. A peace that is not reactive, not easily disturbed, not dependent on the external. When the storm raged on the Sea of Galilee, Jesus slept. Metaphysically, this symbolizes the Christ nature resting in divine assurance. Even while the world around appears chaotic, when awakened, Jesus said only, "Peace, be still." He wasn't speaking to weather patterns alone. He was addressing the winds of the human mind, the waves of emotional turmoil, the storm of fear that had arisen within the disciples. This peace he was calling forth was anchored in identity, rooted in oneness, grounded in divine mind, immune to outer chaos. Jesus demonstrated the peace that arises not from circumstance, but from consciousness. Can I have the next slide, please? Charles Fillmore wrote, "Christ is the Prince of Peace because he is the Lord of order." Where Christ awareness is active, inner harmony expresses outwardly. In the scriptural account of Jesus calming the storm, he demonstrated a key spiritual principle. Outer storms do not create inner disturbance. Inner disturbance creates outer storms. I'm going to repeat that again. Outer storms, think about the world that we live in, the life that you have, the labels that you might put on things as outer storms. Outer storms do not create inner disturbance. Inner disturbance creates outer storms. If I am not at peace, it's not about what's going on in the outer, it's about where I am in consciousness. Is God first in my life, in every aspect of my life, regardless of what's going on in the outer? When we cultivate inner peace, we carry a stabilizing presence wherever we go. It's another beautiful day in my consciousness. Yes or no? We get to choose in each now moment. So shifting to the next point, the soul's deep longing for peace. And we talked a little bit about this last week. Why does peace matter so profoundly? Humanity is hungry for peace, not temporary relief, not distraction, not denial, but deep, abiding spiritual peace. Why? Because peace is our natural state. We feel restless, anxious, overwhelmed, not because peace is absent, but because we have drifted from our spiritual center. The soul longs for relief from fragmentation, rest from the weight of constant doing, a return to spiritual grounding, reconciliation with its true nature, an inward experience of safety in God. We live in a world that promotes speed, accomplishment, reaction, urgency, and noise. The soul is not designed for that pace of life. The soul is designed for connection, inner listening, sacred rhythm, and presence. Can I have the next slide, please? James Dillard Freeman wrote, "We are not at peace because we're out of touch with our own depths. We are not at peace because we are out of touch with our own depths." Advent calls us back to those depths within us. Advent is the season when the soul whispers, "Return home. Return home to your true self. Prepare the inner room. Make space for peace to be born again within you." Breathe into that for a moment. Advent is an invitation to return to our true self, to that awareness of our true selves as Christed beings. Can I have the next slide, please? Entering the silence as spiritual practice. I'm going to talk about the silence for a moment. In unity, the silence, which we'll experience in a few more minutes in our meditation, is a foundational spiritual practice because peace is not found through effort, but through entering the stillness beneath effort. In the silence, the mind softens, the heart rests, the nervous system resets, the ego quiets, the inner guidance emerges. The silence is where peace becomes experiential. Eric Butterworth wrote, "Be still, not to get quiet, but to be quiet." Be still, not to get quiet, but to be quiet, to be the quietness, the stillness, the peace that is already present within us. So let's pause right now for a moment and to breathe softly, to relax the body, to let go of any thoughts moving through your consciousness, to open your heart, and to drop into the presence within you. Here within the sacred place of the Most High within us, peace does not need to be created. Peace simply is. So we are invited to connect with that still small point within us. We connect with the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. not just in the safety and the sanctity of the sanctuary, but as we engage all of life. So bringing your attention back to the moment. Our final point, becoming instruments of peace. Advent does not invite us to only receive peace, it invites us to be peace. Receiving peace is only half of the Advent journey. The other half is expressing it. Or as Emily Cady reminds us, as we express truth, it becomes real to us. The world is longing, aching for people who carry peace in their presence. To be an instrument of peace means entering a room and bringing calm with you, speaking a truth with kindness, listening without needing to win, holding compassion when others are reactive, grounding yourself before responding, being spacious instead of defensive, embodying clarity instead of confusion. This is not passive spirituality. This is soul maturity. Peace requires intention, awareness, practice, and spiritual discipline. But once activated, peace becomes a powerful ministry. Can I have the next slide, please? Myrtle Fillmore wrote, "Peace in us becomes peace around us." Peace in us becomes peace around us. Peace is contagious. Peace is influential. Peace is transformative. When we cultivate internally, what we cultivate internally radiates externally. When we embody peace, we shift the field around us. We become a stabilizing force, a steadying presence in our families, our communities, our workplaces, and the world. I'll just invite you to drop into center again. I have several questions for reflection. Where am I still seeking peace through outer circumstances instead of inner alignment? Where am I seeking peace through outer circumstances instead of inner alignment? What part of my inner landscape needs preparation, lifting, lowering, leveling? What story, memory, or belief disturbs my peace and is ready to be released? What story, memory, or belief disturbs my peace and is ready to be released? Where am I called to bring more gentleness, clarity, or listening into my life or into my world? Where am I called to bring more gentleness, clarity, or listening? And how can I intentionally make more space for the Christ to be born within me in this season? How can I intentionally make space for the Christ to be born within me this season? Hold these gently. They are companions for the Advent path. So I just want to summarize the key points that I've touched on today, that Advent is a metaphor for our inner spiritual journey toward Christ consciousness. Peace is not circumstantial, it is a spiritual dimension. Jesus, as master teacher and way shower, demonstrated peace as spiritual authority. The silence within is the birthing place of peace. And we are called not just to receive peace, but to embody and express it. Can I have the next slide, please? In her book, Only Believe, Reverend Sue Sicking wrote, "The cornerstone of peace is love, and love is the assignment of this generation, the fulfillment of the new heaven and the new earth, wherein all humanity is unified. This is the work of Advent, to birth a greater reality." So I'm going to end with reading today's absolute word. Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, part of his ministry was to take the daily word and to ramp it up into a level of Christ consciousness. and to make it in oneness language. And so we heard the daily word earlier for peace, and this is today's absolute word that Paul had prepared for today on Advent peace. And so let's take a moment to breathe into our heart space. And the affirmation is, I embody peace. Together, I embody peace. As I prepare for a fuller experience of my infinite essence this Advent season, I turn my attention to cultivating peace of mind and heart. This inner preparation invites me to look beyond circumstances and synchronize with the deeper harmony that underlies everything. Whether I'm in a busy city or a calming natural setting, I trust that each day dawns in perfect harmony with the entire cosmos. Likewise, whether I feel anxious or calm, I trust the peace within me that comes from knowing my infiniteness. Aware of my peaceful nature, I choose thoughts, words, and actions that honor all of me, my finite self and infinite essence. My presence restores calm in chaos and equanimity in times of distress. My tranquil demeanor amplifies peace. I embody peace. Let's take this into a moment of prayer. I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable and to relax into this truth that there is one presence and one power, one life and one peace, the infinite peace of God, alive, active, and expressing right here and right now. This peace fills the sacred space of this sanctuary. This peace fills the minds and hearts of all gathered here. This peace moves through every breath, guides every thought, softens every emotion, and restores every weary place within. This peace lifts what's low, softens what is rigid, levels what is uneven, smooths what is rough, prepares the way for the Christ to be born again in consciousness. I affirm that each one here walks in peace, lives in and as peace, and becomes a radiant expression of peace in the world. And with deep gratitude for this abiding truth, I release this word into the creative law of mind, knowing that it is already fulfilled in spirit. And so it is. Amen. Meditation is part of each of our services, and so we begin with the song, Only Believe.
Only believe, all things are possible. Only believe, only believe, only believe, all things are possible. Only believe.
I invite you now to gently settle into your seat. Allow your feet to find grounding beneath you. Your hands resting softly in your lap. And your eyes closing if that's comfortable for you. And take a slow, generous breath in. And let go with a sigh. And feel the body begin to soften. Feel the shoulders melt downward. And the breath deepen. Another slow breath in. And gently exhale, releasing anything that you do not need to hold. With each breath, the body relaxes, the mind quiets, and the heart opens. Let the rhythm of your breathing become easy and unhurried. The natural rhythm of spirit breathing you. Allow the mind to settle, revealing the still center beneath. Now drop your awareness from head to heart, from thinking into being, from effort to openness. Here in the heart space, peace becomes accessible, not a peace created by conditions, but peace as a spiritual nature. You do not make peace, you release it, as Eric Butterworth taught. Peace is already within you. Allow that truth to sink deeply into your awareness. Peace is not something you travel toward. It is something you uncover within, something you remember, something you allow. In this sacred moment, let the heart whisper, I am willing to experience the peace that is already mine. I am willing to experience the peace that is already mine. And take this willingness with you as we gently step into the silence. And now I invite you to release all words, all images, all expectations, resting in the quiet, resting in the heart, resting in the presence. We move together into the silence. Slowly returning now from the silence, let your awareness gently expand. Begin to know this breath again. Feel the support of the chair beneath you, the steadiness of the earth below, the spaciousness still lingering in your mind and heart. And bring that spaciousness into the body. Let peace settle in every cell. And know this, nothing you touched in the silence is lost. Nothing you felt is fleeting. You carry it with you. You are it. The inner voice, let the inner voice speak. I am calm. I am centered. I am grounded in the presence of God. I am calm. I am centered. I am grounded in the presence of God. Another deep, conscious breath. And as you're ready, gently open your eyes and bring with you this affirmation of Advent peace. Centered in the Christ within, I move through this day in peace. I am peace. I radiate peace. I live as peace. And so it is. Peace be with you, and namaste.
What a blessing to have this church and have Reverend Ron as our leader. It's just awesome. How could we not financially support this place in any way that we possibly can? We are grateful for the offerings and gifts you bring to Unity of Lehigh Valley. There are a number of ways to contribute by using our QR code on the giving slide, by clicking the donate button at the top of the navigation bar on our website at www.unityoflehighvalley.org. You also may set up a weekly, monthly contribution direct from your bank or send a check to Unity of Lehigh Valley. For those of you here in the sanctuary, please leave your offering in the silver bowl in the back of the sanctuary. If you have any questions about donating, please contact ULV by phone or email. We bless the gifts by affirming together. The activity of Spirit through me blesses me, all that I am, all that I have, and all I give, and all that I receive.
As your prayer chaplain today, I'll be here to pray with you if you choose. Please put your prayer requests also in the box in the back, and I'll collect them and I'll send them out by email to all the other chaplains, where we will pray for them, pray over them for a week, and then Reverend Ron will send them out to Silent Unity, where they will pray for another 30 days. And I wanted to just share an experience with you about, I think, the power of prayer. I had the opportunity as a licensed Unity teacher student and then a ministerial student to spend a lot of time at Unity Village. And at 12 noon Central Time, everything stops. Now, I don't know if they still do it, Ron. They still do it. But it's been going on for probably 100 years or more. And everything stops. The printing presses would stop, where they were printing and making the Daily Word and We Wisdom magazine, and all the students, everybody in the cafeteria area, silence. And on the intercom would come this scratchy recording of Charles Fillmore saying the Lord's Prayer. But that moment of just taking some time just to stop was so rich. So I invite you to do that in your daily life. Most of you have phones and you can set them to do a little chime or something at a certain time. And those of you who are real fancy have those watches that do some stuff too. So, so I invite you to do that and just take that moment and maybe say an affirmation. It could be, I am. I love you, God. Or just God. Or whatever word would be a jewel for you. See how your day goes if you do that. Maybe set it twice a day. Especially people run around saying, oh, I'm so busy, it's the holidays. But are we really that busy to take a moment to center ourselves in prayer?
Another moment of prayer, of gratitude as we begin to prepare to leave today and go back into the rhythm of our day. May we carry the radiant awareness of the Christ within us, expressing as peace. May the inner landscape we've tended this morning become the way we walk throughout the week, with open hearts, with clear minds, with grounded presence, and with the soft strength of peace guiding every step. As you leave this sacred space, know that you do not leave behind the presence. You carry it, you embody it, you radiate it. May divine peace bless your homes, your conversations, your decisions, and your unfolding path. And may you remember wherever you go, the light within me is peace, and I bring that peace into the world. We give thanks for this community of love, for the Christ awakening in each of us, and for the peace now established in our hearts. And so it is, and so we are grateful. Amen.
So please circle the sanctuary as we sing This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, shine, Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, brothers and sisters, all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us.